Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Diane James. I'm here Thursday, the 9th of February, here in Brussels. And I've been here since yesterday evening. I spent yesterday evening with my accredited parliamentary assistant, and we prepared the voting papers for this morning's voting in the AFCO committee. AFCO being the Constitution Committee. And it's been a very, very busy period since we sat down to go through those huge voting lists. Now, what have we actually dealt with in the Constitution Committee today? Well, we started off with the Common Security and Defence Policy. Then we went on to e-democracy. But let me just return for a moment to that Common Security and Defence Policy and just give you some idea of the flavour of what's going on here in the European Parliament and what is also happening in terms of the Constitution Committee. Now, let me take you back to the referendum campaign and the issue of an EU military capability. The media grabbed hold of this, referred to it as the EU army. It gained a huge amount of attention and proved to be highly contentious. And I can understand why. Now, my father was in the Navy, and I can see it from this issue of ceding control of the United Kingdom's Army, Navy and Air Force to the European Union. And that's not what a sovereign nation does, and nor is it a very easy issue to actually sell or justify to its citizens. The United Kingdom is a member of NATO. NATO is the only body with which European partners should be cooperating. But the European Union has designs on duplicating NATO's responsibilities and capabilities, and in doing so is undermining its cohesion and effectiveness. Now, this is not a situation in keeping with protecting citizens across the European Union member states from the current security threats. And of course, they've taken time out to blame everybody from the perspectives that Trump have made to the posturing that Russia's making on the European eastern border to the issues over Ukraine and Crimea. Now, bringing all those together, one still has to take a step backwards and say, who brought those to the fore? And I still stand by the point that the European Union, having engineered the crisis in Ukraine, now wants to justify taking on Russia and Putin there. And it's not a good idea. I'm no big fan of Putin. I'm no big fan of Russia. But to actually start creating security threats, security tension on our borders is not a good situation. But going on for a little moment in terms of some of the other votes that we actually looked at this morning and that I voted upon. The European Union has designs on controlling and directing defence research and development. This sector is a key success story for the United Kingdom. Indeed, the United Kingdom is a preeminent nation with its highly acclaimed defence innovation sector. And anything that undermines this status and the UK's global position is just plain unacceptable. It puts at risk our position in the world in that sector. It puts at risk jobs. It puts at risk the profit and the revenue that our companies make. And it puts at risk as well those entrepreneurs that look at this sector, see it as very attractive, put a huge amount of investment in, and keep the United Kingdom in that paramount position. Now, the position of NATO should be paramount, and I'm going to keep on using this word. Unnecessary duplication of NATO's role and arrangements with the European partners should never be undermined by the European Union ambition and need for European Union control. And hence, if you want to take a look at how I voted this morning on those critical votes in terms of the European defence policy and security policy, you will see that overwhelmingly I voted against what the European Union wants to bring in, what it wants to engineer as being the future as he sees it for defending the European member states. But I leave you with one key message, and it will be a message I will keep on repeating. Until that ink is dry on that Brexit document, every decision that a committee makes, every decision that comes to the European Parliament, openly seemingly, every decision though that's taken in secrecy by the Council or the Commission presidents and such, those decisions are going to be binding on the United Kingdom. So if you don't want to see European Union take control of our security and defence and put at risk that very important sector, just bear in mind and keep on reminding yourself why the vote to leave the European Union back in June last year was so critical and must be delivered by Theresa May. Many thanks.